Oh, it's probably I got started getting to work and things and, actually showing my face. Maybe. Oh, I am here. Not bad. We'll do that for right now. There we go. I'm here. I'm on the Falcon. As you can see, got a decent seat. Kind of think I'm like where Han usually is or something. But hey. So we're here. We're doing some stuff. We're going to be doing some art. I think I still have this thing set up from when I was streaming with Ian the other day. That's what I want, right? Yep, that is what I want. There we go. We got the piece I'm working on. This is from my friend's book over at swordsandsorcerymagazine.com. He wanted to say .net, but it's not. It's .com. It's .com. I need to add that in there. That good old Homestar Runner thing. That'd be a fun one to have. I get to my hair back. I've only been doing this pretty much all my life. Come on. Alright. So what we're doing, this is the piece. I have it kind of cleaned up from what I was working on and giving it some inking right now. Sure don't roll over a cat. Yes, that's it right there. That is not it. Okay, let's just do this real quick. Oh. Help if I was on the right spot. So, the original piece working on was this. I've scanned it in, cleaned it up a bit. I removed a bunch of my shading, which I'm going to redo. It was kind of more of just me blocking things out and seeing what I like. And I'm going to add some more stuff to it anyway. So yeah, that's where we're going for right now. And yeah, let's get back to this. Alright, so I'm giving it some inking. Now, I'm going to be painting this a bit, so there's a kind of a style that I kind of want to go with this. I mean, I'm definitely not like, the Frank Vizetta acrylic painting kind of girl. I'm just not really that good at that. But hey, I can fake it. And I have kind of the stylized look that I'm thinking about trying to do. Okay, I can now see the chat as well. That'll be handy. Let's get that down so I can actually work with it a bit easier. Now, the two characters I have on this aren't actually in the book any place. They're just two swords and sorcery-esque characters. This is my character, Krasnia Volk, and I have not named the sorcerer guy. But she is the star of a comic that I want to do at some point called Broken Shackles. I figured it will probably be, if I do Broken Shackles, it'll most likely be on was it on Sword and Sorcery, Swords and Sorcery Magazine.com? But yeah. This is why I gotta get my partner in crime to ink for me because he is way better. But you'll see. As for other things, my submission package is fully in with the studio that has some interest, and we will see where it goes. That will kind of determine what I work on next, anyway. Now, if I could get my brother Jeremy involved with this to write it, I think he would enjoy it. I mean, Jeremy is like, when it comes to pulp series from the Swords and Sorcery and pulp series from like the classic era of pulps, there ain't no one who knows it better. I mean, he's a Howardian scholar in pretty much everything but name. Doesn't have the official thing, but he has gotten discussions with actual scholars, I believe, and he's known things they didn't. So that is pretty cool. I will be adding a background to this. I just haven't quite figured out what I wanted to do, but I knew how I wanted the characters. So I figured I would put them in first and then I'll figure out the background later. And part of it was also making sure that I had the my perspective correct for this because this is kind of an interesting pose to do for characters. Yeah, so it's not exactly the easiest of poses with this perspective. It's a little bit different than my kind of typical art style as well. I generally consider myself very much in the manga area of doing things. I mean, I think this would definitely qualify a bit as a seinen style or something if I really wanted to kind of go technical, something like Berserk or Blade of the Immortal. Um, but I also kind of went back to my American comic roots and I looked at some Barry Windsor Smith, some John Buscema. A bit of Eddie Chen's inking work. Ernie Chen? Eddie Chen? Ernie Chen. I think that was. My mind's blanking on me. But hey, when in doubt, blame MS. But yeah, so this is very impromptu today, but I probably won't be able to stream tomorrow, and I definitely wanted to get in again this week because I wasn't able to stream on Monday. It was at my mother's. Oh, it's doing something. And Sunday I made my. Oh no, I was out on a girls' night, so I was like getting ready and doing things, and I had to take Jeremy's car in actually to get the windshield replaced while he was working. Oh, so that was something. I don't really know how long of a stream it'll be today, but I'll definitely try it. Be at least an hour. And I'll definitely admit that Krasny is supposed to invoke kind of a Red Sonja kind of look. I love Red Sonja. In fact, I've had a loose idea of trying to adapt the actual Howard character to a comic which was called Shadow of the Vulture. So I believe it's in public domain. It's on Project Gutenberg, so what I would call it would be In the Vulture's Shadow. Yes, her boobs are supposed to look like that. The clothing is pulled tight, so it's kind of squashing them a little bit. And boobs do squash, trust me, well aware. Kind of a happy accent. Should turn the canvas a little bit. Actually, probably channeling a little bit of my influence from Mike Turner as well with this. Yeah, but if I actually do the Shadow of the Vulture and I can adapt the literary Red Sonja, the one that the character that most people know is inspired by, I think it would be interesting because she's very different. I mean, she's kind of a pistol fighter. So let's think of that a little bit. I kind of like that. I mean, she's an adventurer. She's Ukrainian. So in one of Howard's historical adventure films, the Vulture was I believe he was a Turk. He's a fairly famous general, and actually the quote unquote hero of the story that like nobody remembers, because Red Sonja had such an impact from it, was hunting him. Like I can't even think of the guy's name right now, who was the quote unquote technical hero of the story. And Sonya was spelled a more traditional way of Sonya. Excuse me. So I thought about adapting that, and then from there, I was thinking about trying to do a crossover between a couple of Howard's characters. The character I'll just simply refer to as the Puritan. I think that's how Howard definitely referred to him at times. For those not in the know, that would be Solomon Kane. He is a realistic adventurer. Well, I shouldn't say he's realistic. He's historical fantasy. I mean, he fights demons and other such things, and magicians and stuff. People with strange juju powers, as they call it. Uh, Different places that he's in, especially when he's in Africa. He literally hunts them into the like from all the way from like Ireland to Africa to get him because he made a vow to a dying girl that this man was responsible for killing. This man, he was called the Wolf. Lelu. Sorry, no, he's French. Yeah, that's right. He's proceeding from French, from France, not from Ireland. And it was Lelu. Very fun series. I got one cat in here. Oh, my laundry's done. I'll have to go get that soon. Just noticed that. Probably been done for a bit. It's in the dryer. Oh, I'm silly. I have to put that in too. She's got one of those as well, like Danny. Actually has a slightly similar backstory to Danny, but she's not. Well, she's one of my Amazons. Oh, you're watching for a few minutes before you get your phone to chat. I see how it is. Don't use your keyboard. Granted, you're probably drawing on your computer, and that would, the jumping between things would be a bit of a pain in the butt. Yep, impromptu live stream. So I don't expect to be streaming tomorrow, so wanted to get some in. I'll actually be down in your neck of the woods tomorrow. Hey, watching on the TV. Ah. Hope your mother enjoys. Or your dad, or whoever else is there. be a line drawing with color or painting. It is going to be painted. I have kind of an idea of how I want to paint it. I've been messing around with a few things, but first I figure I'd finalize some lines and kind of go from there. It's kind of this gritty, textured look I kind of want to do. It's the point that I actually downloaded some specific brushes for it. I may also be referencing the Blizzard style guide. I'm not doing everything they suggest because, well, it doesn't really work with this, but some of their painting techniques I'm actually kind of interested in. And there's a particular artist that I've been studying a little bit of his paintings and how he does things digitally to kind of get a certain look that I enjoy. I've actually been talking to him a little bit lately, just in chats and stuff, on messages on videos, which is Trent Cananuga. I have his brush pack. Got it a while ago. I was thinking, well, he's got some stuff in there that kind of does what I want. So, watching a Bernard Chang. I'm watching a Bernard Chang stream this week where he was doing a critique of a portfolio and learned a lot. So much so I'm redoing a few pages on the book I'm working on. Well, don't redo everything because you got to kill your darlings, as they say. The place where I should turn the canvas. I'm really not thinking today. I can hear Rocket snoring. He's on the bed. Also very happy I finally have a digital pencil that I enjoy drawing with. It took me so long to find one that I liked. I'll admit, I'm not the greatest at making my own brushes, so I like just kind of using other ones. Where did I get the digital pencil from? It's in Trent Cananouga's brush set. It's actually his brush pencil. I said I had bought them a long time ago. I actually have all of his sketchbook brushes too. He has kind of a feel that I like with things, so and my thought process is I will probably be coloring this in initially kind of with the grayscale. Then I'll kind of paint over it, add some textures and things. There's a certain kind of grittiness I'm trying to go for. It's one of the few times I kind of wish that I actually had access to some of Photoshop's filters. I have a couple cool ones that could help, like oil paint. Granted, I have like Corel Painter. Probably load that. I bet it could do similar things. Nah, this take too long. Oops, not going that far. No, thank you. Yeah, I had fun with that. It's actually a design I've been working on for a bit. Drawn it quite a few times now. That was me channeling a little bit of my Tetsuya Namaru, getting a little bit of a Final Fantasy look. Tad Berserk. More Final Fantasy. I actually really want to see the new Red Sonja movie, but it's not streaming in this country yet. It is in England and stuff. And I guess I could put my VPN into a different country and go from there with it, but it's still not bother. I could always take to the high seas probably to find it. I intend to buy the movie, so I don't care if I acquire it beforehand. I have the original Red Sonja movie. Movie's awful. I love it. And I really like this G-nib brush that I'm using. It's who made this one? It's I know they're called G-nibs is the group that made them, but he's got like a bunch of them, different types, but they're like all free on Gumroad. And this is like one of my favorite brushes. I love the kind of the dirty texture with it. What do they call it? The bleed. It's bleeding. Like my heart. And something that Mike Turner taught me is don't always fill in the iris completely. Leave it a little blank. You have like your little reflection. The eye. I now have a live song stuck in my head. The Irish love your eye. I won't subject you people to my singing. Well, maybe you guys would give me money to stop singing. Might just be easier to change to a different streamer. I also don't know all the lyrics, which would probably make it far worse. Okay, it's coming along. I'm kind of liking it. Now, if I was doing one of my buddy Rob's pieces with this, like one of his scribblies, I would actually leave the red layer on and modify some digital pens and pencils I have by duplicating them and turning them on new velocity features in the brushes. That makes sense. Yeah, I just haven't really wanted to play with things. I mean, I really should. There's no reason I shouldn't be, but I'm just like, stuck in my ways. I'm old. Been around the sun a bunch of times. Granted, you've been around the sun more than I have. That's why we like digital. So I can erase the ink line if I don't like it. Let's give that a save. Knock out the pencils. I think they stay on their. I think the inks are standing on their own. There, our high beams are on. Okay. Now the effect here is on a different layer. It's literally just a Kirby crackle thing I put in. So no, it's on its own thing. I'm actually going to take it out while I'm doing the inking. And I might change it up anyway, so a little closer. I actually kind of had an interesting idea to do with the crackle to give it kind of a more magical vibe to it. I might try that in a second, see how it goes. So I get this fist in. I mean, a lot of times when people do like sorcerers and whatnot, they have the hands open, but I figure he's really gripping the magic in some ways with the tension. It's one of the reasons I didn't like give him any gloves or anything like that. I may add in some more line work to give musculature as he's doing it. Turn the canvas, you stupid girl. This to get thicker as I go down. I think the thing that took me the longest time to figure out was line variance. I don't know if I truly have it, but I can fake it at least now. Okay, let's put that back in. Down to here. Must not have installed them yet. I had a bunch of actually I put on just a basic. Oh, I did. Okay. That should really be under my blood brushes. Which I think that one came with it. Rose, water, bullets, classic effects. Unreadable characters. Just good. No. Okay. Yeah. Nope. That's more what I want. Don't have the runes that I had before, but in all honesty, this one might work a bit better. Just checking to see if I got anything else in here that I would want to use. Okay. Let's go over to here. Oh. Might help if I was on the right layer. Nope. The heck? Did I click off the thing I was wanting to work on? I did. Yep. That's what I wanted. Kind of what I want. All right. Mm. All right, let's cut down the brush size a little bit and go from there. Down to 100. That would help. Maybe. Not sure. Oops. Yeah, I'll mess with this later. Kind of see the thing I'm thinking about doing. I might mess with it and add a bit more power to it and then kind of go from there. Triple the right layer this time. Let's go in a bit more. Now, if I was doing this with a vector layer, I could have just clicked that little extra point and it wouldn't deleted it. It would have pulled it back to the last anchor point where it connected and deleted it. But I never really think about working in vector, so didn't happen. His clothing's a bit better taken care of than Krasnia's, but that's really not saying a lot. Flip that. Back out. One of the other things I figured out about inking is you really do have to get the whole arm involved. Of course, I say this as I'm noodling a line, but hey. Gonna have to get cats in soon, too. They are roaming the house. They're roaming the Falcon. They need to be in a safer location so they don't end up piloting the ship. That would be bad. Oops. That was really bad. Damn it. Again, the reason I like working digitally. I can erase that better. Also, don't be a slave to your original pencil lines. You just kind of want to get kind of a flow of them, but you don't have to go over them completely. Ah, sides hurt. Damn, tired. Very tired. Yeah, the other reason why I definitely need to punch through a bunch of the things I'm doing for the Sword and Sorcery magazine collection is my pitch is fully in now with a certain company that I won't be naming until it happens. And there's a solid chance that if it gets picked up, let's just say when it gets picked up, there. We're really crossing our fingers on this one. That I'll probably have to pretty much drop everything and go to working on that. And I am the art director on this. I'd look really bad if I didn't get my part of it done. I still have to do I got most of one of the story pieces done that I'm working on. So weird when Clip Studio does that, just suddenly loses the pen. Yep, gotta get laundry, gotta get the cats. So yeah, I'll go for a little bit longer. Maybe till I finish inking. Or as I call this, finishes. It's the finished line art. Then I'm gonna set up. My intention is to paint it in grayscale. Probably pickle it a little bit. I'm calling it pickling because that's the name of the brush. The other thing I've been trying to do with this week with everything is I've been following a kind of a schedule I laid out. I looked at that manga schedule that came out a few years ago that basically, if anybody followed it, is basically this is what's going to kill me. And I checked that out and I went, no. But I used it as kind of a guide. And I literally have been following it. Part of the schedule that I'm on right now would be the manuscripting phase, which is actually literally doing what I'm doing is the kind of the finished art. So it does work. so far. And I've included plenty of times for breaks, sleeping, and other such things. If I really stuck to it, I might be able to do a weekly manga with it. I'm not going to, but that would be stupid for me. I want to do a monthly. Even then, that's probably pushing it. Don't think I've streamed since my diagnosis, but my MS diagnosis actually got worse. I now have secondary progressive MS. So that sucks. Basically means I need to rest more. Not that better. Still, yeah, not that better. Yeah, one of the biggest critiques that uh, Dave Finch had for me on some of my stuff was always my line width. Giving it textured lines, as it were. I think I got it a lot better than I used to. And speaking of Dave, he's got a project coming out that took him 8 years to make. I've seen some of it, and wow is all I have to say. Reese said on one of my streams, I'm sitting there, I'm like, quit asking me about it. I don't know anything about it. And Dave's like, yes, she does. I'm like, damn it, Dave. Sounds like the recycling is getting picked up. I gotta kind of figure out what I want to do with the shoes, but it's good for right now. I'm kind of liking it. I think it's looking pretty good. Let's see. We'll hit with some trade dress. Automatically, trade dress appears. I might change up the logo a little bit for the book, but it's a good start. This is actually the logo that I had made for the website, so I probably am going to be putting something around in here. I just haven't figured out what yet. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. All right, everyone. It's been a little bit over an hour. I think I'm going to call it here for today. And that was a good bit of streaming. I got more to do, but I have to grab my laundry. I got to grab the cats. Then I got to get back to work. I think I'm still on. No. Yeah, I'm still working till 7. Then I have dinner. Okay. So, I think that was a good stream all in all. And yeah, we're going to go from there. I got that saved. So I'm going to knock out the trade dress. Save it again. And I will be seeing you all later. But I really enjoyed everyone coming today who did. Mike, it was great talking to you as always. And I just want to say thanks for watching.